ducked. He virtually pushed our mother aside just to be the first to hug Sophia, and he held her so tightly that she had to physically pull away. Throughout dinner, he kept finding excuses to touch her hand or shoulder, making odd inside jokes despite the fact that they'd only recently met, and actually pushing past me many times to sit next to her until he crossed the line by trying to feed her with his fork while staring attentively. Sophia was obviously uneasy, but she stayed courteous because it was our first family gathering and she wanted to make a good impression. Ethan spent the entire evening reciting embarrassing anecdotes about my youth, twisting them to make me look like a miserable fool. He even told a completely false story about how he had to save my high school girlfriend from my claimed emotional abuse, which never occurred. Sophia knew these stories weren't genuine since I'd already told her about my adolescence, but my parents just nodded along as if Ethan was spouting biblical truth. After dinner, things worsened. Sophia offered to help clean up, hoping to be helpful. I was helping my father move some boxes in the garage when I remembered I hadn't seen Sophia in a while. I found her in the kitchen with Ethan, actually blocking her departure. He had trapped her at the sink and told her she deserved someone more exciting than his boring, unstable older brother. Here's the text you provided, now properly punctuated. My parents skipped my wedding to attend my sister's lunch. After a lifetime in her shadow, I finally did something they never expected. I'm Emily, 27, female. Growing up as the younger sister, I've always felt like I was in the shadow of my older sister, who's 29 now. From the start, it seemed like she got the lion's share of attention and praise from everyone in our family. She was the firstborn, the older daughter, and in many ways, it felt like she got the better end of the stick in pretty much everything. For the longest time, I tried to convince myself that maybe I was just imagining things. Maybe I was just being too sensitive or seeing conflicts where there weren't any. But as the years rolled by, all these little moments of disparity between how we were treated started to add up. It became increasingly clear that my feelings weren't just figments of my imagination. I wasn't making it up, my sister really was the favored child. It didn't matter what the situation was, she always seemed to get the benefit of the doubt. Even if she did something totally out there, something you'd think would definitely not fly with our parents, somehow she'd still come out smelling like roses. On the other hand, I felt like I was constantly under scrutiny, and no matter what I did, it just wasn't good enough. Living in that kind of environment, where you feel constantly undervalued, really started to wear on me that I knew I had to do something drastic if I was ever going to find my own peace of mind. I could breathe, think, and just be myself without feeling like I was being pitted against my sister. But just moving out didn't magically fix everything. Despite the distance, my sister seemed to carry on this campaign to tarnish my image with our parents. She went as far as to tell them I was involved with drugs and heavy drinking, none of which was true. The worst part? My parents believed her. They didn't even pause to consider my side of the story. They didn't ask if I wanted to defend myself, and when I suggested taking a drug test to prove my innocence, they didn't care. They had already made up their minds. That was a huge blow. It's tough when your own parents take someone else's word over yours without even a second thought. That whole ordeal just cemented my decision to keep my distance. So, I went no contact with my parents for about 2 years. Cutting them out was not an easy decision, but it was necessary for my well-being. During that time, I really started to put my life together without the cloud of family drama hanging over me. I focused on